Okay, you should
Oh
be.
my. Looks like
It'll be
we.
live in just a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, now it is.
We
And
are.
wait, let me get you set up on Instagram too.
Okay, that's important too. It's gonna be fantastic. This is gonna be earth-shattering. Oh, Amanda's audio is still playing, just so you know, Jared. We have the kind of atmospheric serotonin jams. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty.
That's
What's
yeah.
our status, Jared?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, just give me the 10-second countdown, okay? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What's our status, Jared?
5 seconds. All right.
Alrighty, guys. We are live at UIC's Open Studios. I'm your host. This is your host. We've got two hosts. I'm Nick. This is Ola.
Hello.
Oleksandra Chuprina.
Hello.
And we are very excited to be guiding you guys through the art building this evening. We're super grateful for all you guys that are here to join us. You know, we're sad that we can't be inviting you guys in like as human bodies, but we're doing the best that we can virtually, and we have artists who are scattered across 4 different floors.
Yes.
4 different floors, okay? And we're going to be just diving into their studio, learning a little bit about like what they're working on, having some casual conversations. Also, if you are there on Instagram Live, as I understand it, this is not really my wheelhouse. This is a new, totally new medium for me. But I understand that you can go ahead and write comments and questions. I can't see those right now, but the wizard behind this whole operation, a fabulous, fantastic individual named Jared, he can relay.
Thank you, Jared.
Yes, thank you, Jared. Jared can relay your questions to me. Okay, so you see something on an artist's wall, you know, you're scratching your head like, what's going on here? What is this about? You just you write that down, and I will try to you know, get that query to the artist. Okay. Anything you feel like you'd like to add to all that, Ola?
I would like to share some sound.
Ooh, very atmospheric.
Welcome.
Always good to enter the art building with a little bit of drama like that. Final thank you. We also wanted to thank the faculty and administration for making all of this possible. You know, kind of figuring out these types of events is a little bit complicated, but we are glad that we've got good people in our corner. So
we are very, very grateful. And we're sending a lot of thank you words, a lot of sunshine on your way.
yeah, I mean, what more can you ask than that, honestly?
Yeah.
Sunshine, that's about as good as it gets. So right now, our first stop on the tour, we are going to be diving into the abyss, going downstairs into the basement, seeing what these subterraneans are working on right now. Okay. Means once you're in the studio, it's when the life really begins. You've got quiet out here and life in the studio. Basement artists here were greeted by this kind of bearded fisherman type fella. And we're about to meet our very first artist, the incredible Keaton Fox, with this kind of alligator type of mascot right here. A smiling alligator. And here is the artist herself, Keaton Fox. Say hello to everybody for us.
Hi, Nick. Hello, everyone at home. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Friday evening, and honestly, we probably couldn't have started in a more peaceful, good vibes type of place than this fabulous green carpet. What can you tell us about the green carpet that we? I would love to do that. That would be very kind. Yeah, you might want to be careful because I think my toe might be sticking through one part of the sock, so you don't want you don't want the guests at home to be scandalized by that. It's raw, yeah.
So this is the green rug. It's a new my first big purchase as an adult, and a little more dark green.
So it responds to your touch.
It does. I got it because I wanted to feel like I was in the grass, in a meadow maybe.
Yeah.
While I was doing my work. Most of my work is on a computer, and it feels very unnatural.
Yeah. So you're kind of trying to find this balance between the technology and your desire to be like close to nature then. Yeah.
And to feel the softness of nature.
Absolutely. Do you feel like it's helped? Has this been a psychologically soothing purchase for you?
It has. I think so. I also, we're on our computers all the time, being able to lay with your body.
Yeah.
Not be sitting upright. It's very.
We're just laying down, and everybody who's with us, who's visiting us from home, just imagine these the soft texture of this carpet against your hands right now. I mean, it's a real relaxing way to start out this tour. You came to the right place, honestly. I think so. Is there anything else? It seems like we got a lot of green going on here.
We like playing with green. Most of my work is trying to toy with perception and the way we see reality and ourselves. So I have a variety of mirror systems set up. We have your traditional mirror.
Yep.
And then we have this. So this is
more of a fun house kind of thing. Yeah.
You could describe my work a bit as like a fun house mirror.
A fun but somewhat disturbing reflection.
And then this is a half reflective mirror. Where are you?
I've got to back up a little bit. Half reflective, so the background still shines through.
Yeah. So looking at yourself in all these different ways.
Yeah. Oh wow. Step on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Twinkle, watch all these refracted lights and shadows and fingers. So a lot of reflective stuff going on right now. Is there maybe like a bit of a metaphor happening here? Something like that? Because the other thing that you're really into when you're not like building things is filmmaking, right?
That's true. But filmmaking's not fun to watch on
holy moly.
Like this.
Yeah.
This also, blends into our conversation about reflection.
It does.
And this involves kind of video or a screen.
Wow.
We're trying to look at the different ways we can see ourselves and perceive what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Whether it's through crinkled mylar or these odd filters, which I feel like really, for me, help describe a lot of the feelings that I've had in 2020, which are a bit distorted and misshapen.
Yeah.
And
it's like you recognize yourself, but not quite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have a bit of that kind of surreal sense of unease some of these days. Yeah, I can relate to that. I think it is. And man, on that unsettling but truly relatable note, it looks like we are going to have to move on to our next artist. Any final words for us, Keaton?
I would like to write something out in the final. Oh, my Sharpie is gone. But if you would like to connect, this is my website.
Ooh.
And if you go to the contact page, you'll find my email.
This is actually her official business card right here. KeatonFox.net contact. Yep. Crinkle it up. There you go. Advertising doesn't get more real than that. Alrighty. Goodbye, Keaton. Thank you. Thanks for showing us what you got there. On to our next visionary over here. Oh, except I need to put my shoes back on. You want to? Yeah. Putting on my shoes. Yeah. There and you can see I dressed up today. I usually got dirty sneakers on. So we're going to be heading on over to Caleb, the studio of Caleb William McKenzie. Is it Margulies?
Like Julia Margulies from General Hospital.
Margulies. Okay. Holy moly.
You never been down here, right?
I don't think I have ever even been in here.
Yeah, nobody really comes down here.
Yeah. Are you happy being the camera person for now? Ola? Yeah, I think that you're the person to do that. Wow. All right. So we've got a lot of incredible undulating type textures happening in here. How are we doing today?
You know, I had class this morning. Yeah. Robert and I went out and shot with the magic wand.
You shot with the what do you mean by that?
Oh, we shot with the magic wand.
That's your magic wand. Oh, okay. That's spellcaster right there.
Yeah, we're working on leveling it up. So, but you know, I gave it a haircut today, so it was a lot longer when we started out. You can see it's we kept these for make a wig one day, but
to make a wig?
No. But we'll see if
there's a lot of possibilities, is what you're saying.
The magic wand?
I sure would, yeah. Do you think that I can handle this type of power, though?
Well, it's just paper.
It's just paper. That is true. Okay. All right. So we've got a lot of undulating paper things happening. What can you tell us about this kind of whole the whole family here?
Well, this is Epson inkjet photo paper luster.
Okay.
It prints with photo black ink.
Okay.
And yeah, I photograph it with this view camera.
And for the people at home who don't really know what a view camera is, what is this marvelous contraption?
I thought you would never ask. Well, let me show you here. Basically, like, this is kind of cool because with digital photography, like, there's not that many reasons to shoot analog instead of digital, but as far as like fidelity goes, you can still have a higher fidelity with analog film if you use a camera like this.
Yeah.
So basically, I'll give you a little demonstration.
Oh, please do.
So, right, normally we think about film as being in a roll.
Okay.
This is not a 35 millimeter roll, but you know,
Yeah.
usually there's film in a roll, you put it in a camera, shoot a bunch of pictures, you take it out, process it. But with this guy, instead you have these film holders, right?
Okay.
You have pieces of film,
Yeah.
like this or like this. You put the piece of film in the film holder in a dark room, obviously. And then go over here, grab our camera.
News to me.
Here.
Can you take photo of us?
Actually don't have any film left, but in the future at some point, yeah.
Yeah. You got to plan ahead next time.
So first, before you put this in here, you look through here.
Okay.
So you put the. This is cool because this is just basically how they did it like 100 years ago.
Yeah. You're getting back to basics.
Yeah, and they just kind of haven't changed the formula that much. Put this on here, you can see through. The image comes in upside down on the screen.
Okay.
You can see how there's like this little map here to show you what's in the center.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I can show you what it looks like to actually look through it. Do you see anything?
You think that we could even zoom in with the camera?
You can try. Yeah, here, put the thing over it, and then maybe you can see.
Yeah, can you put me?
Yeah, for sure. Let's focus it and see if we can see anything.
We haven't seen anything yet. Can you change the time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I see you. I start to see you.
How about now?
Is he upside down though?
Oh, yeah, I see you. I see you.
Is he upside down?
Yes.
Yeah, I should be upside down. Or else
It
something's
was
wrong.
a little out of focus.
Are we getting better in focus or worse? in
Yeah,
focus?
better.
Better?
Better. It's going to tell now.
Yeah.
I do see you. I see your eyes.
Oh, and it looks
Are we out?
like we're about out of time.
All
So
right. Well, you get the idea. You put the film in, you take the picture. It's all good. You know about it.
so
I don't
Caleb,
need to explain this to
you got any final
Oh.
thoughts you'd like to
Me,
impart to the guests?
Let me, I've got it written down for you here, so I don't have to explain it.
There we go.
There you have it, folks.
Very official. Thank you for the mood music as
You're
well.
welcome.
All righty.
All right,
See
well,
you
safe
soon.
travels.
Farewell.
See you next time.
Thank you for your hospitality. Okay. All righty. Whoops. So, our next guest, we are going to be making a little bit of a jump to a remote location where we will be meeting our dear friend, Julian Vandermore.
You guys hear me? Anyone out there? Okay. Well, I'm gonna start reading to you now.
We can hear you, Julian.
Thanks. You know, Jerry Saltz wrote somewhat interestingly on the siren-like appeal of Trisha Donnelly's work, citing her 2002 performance at Casey Kaplan, where, dressed as a Napoleonic messenger, while riding in on a horse, Donnelly orates, "The emperor has fallen, and he rests his weight upon your mind and mine. And with this, I am electric. I am electric." He talks about falling head over heels for her work right there and then. In an exhibition talk Donnelly later gives at MoMA, Salz describes waiting over her every word. He describes pieces that he talks about and writes, "Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Sometimes I catch myself doing this from time to time." But then I'm reminded that Salz buys coffee from 7-Eleven in massive quantities in various reused big gulp cups, bringing them home, putting them in the fridge, and microwaving them when desired. Banning those on his Instagram who question his method of coffee consumption. I must question the praise of someone whose logic is so strange to me. I write this meaning both from Salz and of Donnelly. How can I enjoy Salz's remarks on the performance, knowing he epitomizes so many problems of the art world? And how can I idolize Donnelly and her desire for a negation of engagement? You know, I kind of want to rephrase the last part of this question. I only half believe it. I saw Jean Tinglé's sculptures at MoMA, I believe. Actually, now I'm realizing they were at the Stedelijk in Amsterdam, but I'm going to continue the thought. They were rigged to be activated with red buttons. Imagine the button at the end of American Ninja Warrior course when they climb up the vertical walls to finish. Or of the Science Museum in Aurora, cramped with a tornado nearby, on standby, willed into existence at the push of a button. Some of Tinglé's works could only be activated every 10 minutes. They are rated to only perform for a certain number of times in one day. But also it does not tell you when they were last performed. There's only a time imagined, 10 minutes. Or maybe it has been 6 minutes, but in this instance, 6 minutes are equal to 10 minutes. I will say, there is a complete lack of reward in activating these objects. So I wander aimlessly between the 24 auto-destructive works, pushing buttons to see who is or is not waiting. It honestly becomes more interesting to see when buttons work than the actual works themselves. So I see the problem as this. Art is important because it lies between articulation and incoherence. The old and the new, and the present presence. Okay, and that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Alrighty, guys. We are back in the School of Art and Art History right in front of Grace Schmidt-Boss's studio.
I don't think we're on yet.
No?
No, here we go.
We are? We're on? Are we live?
Not yet. Hi.
Hey there.
Welcome. Come in.
We are
come
here in Grace Schmidt-Boss's studio. Have kind of a overwhelming type of collage welcoming us here. How are we doing,
Welcome,
Grace?
Everybody, I'm doing well. Doing well. So here is my tiny little studio. It's small in comparison to what I have in it. I have
Holy moly, yeah.
very large objects in this space here. But it's working out. It's working out well.
What have we got right? What are these things right here?
So that's the question of the hour with my work. And that is actually, you nailed what my focus is without even asking me. The question that I work on is the question of what is it?
What is it? A key
What
question.
is it? And it's not as simple as what was it. These things all existed. So we've got this here. These are my favorites.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Love these.
What a mysterious contraption right here.
There are 3 of those. 4 of those.
Yeah.
I've got these up here. Here's our 3rd one here. 4th one is down there.
Down over here. Okay.
Down.
Way down here. We got a whole shelf just
Right?
stacked with
So
all kinds of strange, mysterious artifacts here.
things that existed as something once, do we call them what they were? And that's my question. And it's an ontological question.
Yeah.
The philosophy of ontology asks, one of the things it asks is, what is it? And so some things are more obvious, what they were. Some things are not. And I've gotten to the point in my art where I do not want to rely on naming something for what it was.
You're trying to kind of like erode these boundaries here.
They just aren't that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a falsity. It's not just to reality to name it what it was. There are human implications to this as well. Some good, some bad. But for humans that have gone through traumas, we still identify with what was and name ourselves that. A survivor of.
Yeah.
A mother who has lost her children,
Right.
no longer has children, still calls herself a mother who has lost her children.
Yeah.
So some things are
Hanging hanging on.
sticky. Yes, that's a good word for it. And so I'm trying to evaluate what is versus what was. These things will never be what they were ever again. They will never function in the same way that they've ever functioned. And my job is to partially, not completely, but partially create what they are. The other part of it is the viewer. So there's an interaction between what I've created as the existence of it now and what the viewer brings with them in their own mind of what they are saying this is as well. And so between those two things, what I'm creating and what the viewer is bringing is what they are. And we can talk about what they were. We can talk about where they came from, and that may have some importance, but I am wrestling with the idea of these are not piano harps anymore.
They've gone through this transformation, and so they can't be defined by the same words anymore.
They are transformed.
So what kind of transformations are we talking about right here then?
So these are, can you hear this?
I hear a crinkling noise.
Hearing them helps to show you what they are. I don't know if viewers can hear that, but it's such a fantastic sound. These are as thin as paper. I didn't do anything to these besides flatten them and clean them with my hands. Look at how dirty that is.
Oh yes,
That's after cleaning them.
That's the residue right
So
there.
I am very dirty in my studio constantly. These are metal pieces that were burnt in a car fire riot in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh wow.
After the protests of Jacob Blake. So things that were, are they what they are now? I don't think so. We can talk about what they were, but I think more importantly, what are they now?
Good questions to ponder.
That's what I'm working on.
We're thinking about alchemy in here.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nick.
All right, this was Grace Schmidt-Boss. So good to meet you. Thank you for your hospitality. We will be seeing you around.
Thank you. See ya. Hello again. And now.
Ola's back. And we are about to be heading on over to the studio of Pushpakanthan Pakkiyarajah. Whoa, look who it is! Oh my gosh!
You need to shut down your Zoom. Just shut down
Yep.
the sound.
We narrowly avoided a feedback disaster right here. So, Pushpakanthan, thank you for welcoming us into your studio. What do we have going on right here?
Just now, I just working with
Make sure to speak nice and loud for everybody too.
loud.
Loud, yeah.
Okay, then, I'm working with Stella series, which is going to be a media. So this is a foundation that I made with mixed media paper. Then here you could see a bunch of threads which I'm going to stick with them. So I just would like to make them like sort of shader, layers, skin, human body,
Skin and bodies and organs. Yeah. See, that's kind of important important content for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always working with dark side of the life, and I don't know why. I'm thinking to figure out why I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so are these components going to be fit together then?
Yeah, I'm going to stick this thread on the papers, and then I'll draw them. Sometimes I'll tear. I'll show my anger with this material. Yeah.
You'll say that again?
I'm just going to show my anger.
Show your anger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cathartic, emotional type of process for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, process like action process maybe.
Action process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got just the types of materials. It looks like we're using a lot of like glues, and we've got polymer varnish over here. We're doing a lot of cutting. But you're also a prolific drawer as well.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about what's going on right here?
This background, because this background came without myself. So without myself, when I do work, how I was thinking like how the negative space and negative, spaces can become as a part of the artwork. So this artwork done without myself, and also I'm curious to bring them as an artwork.
So you're saying that this happened without you. You weren't in control here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, speak up, Pushpakanthan.
We've all got to be allowed for Instagram Live. So you're interested in this balance between what you control and what you don't control.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking like what I don't control. Seems like it's really interesting to me that, without I control, it's coming more realistic way.
Uh-huh.
That's how I just would like to, keep the papers and whichever I put, under the papers which I use and draw.
Yeah. Has the kind of like lack of, have there been other things you've done where you are giving up control too? Is that a common thing for you?
Yeah, maybe sometimes we always, controlling the material. Sometimes material controlling us. It both will happen when we work, in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've done some stuff where with fire, right? With burning things. I mean, that's definitely a one interesting way to think about control right there when you're working with something as volatile as fire.
Yeah, but also sometimes fire will make you sometimes in some accident you have to face some pain reality behind that.
Okay.
But anyway, still you have to accept while the person you are working with the trauma and pain, and you should accept that accident and something like that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Wow. Well, anything else that you feel like the guests ought to know about the work that you're doing these days?
Just I'm just going to move on these kind of small drawings. Like I always imbalance, like doing large images, also small image. When you come back from here and there, you will figure out something without yourself.
Uh-huh.
Also in the studio, I feel too studio because my body also one of studio, like the thinking process and what I'm thinking and doing with my body.
You said your body is also your body is your studio
also
too.
would be a studio,
That's interesting. Yeah. We have a studio inside a studio right now. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pushpakanthan. We appreciate your hospitality. And we will be seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hello. Hello again. And now we're going to Chris Olsen.
Chris Olsen. Here we go. We've got a very conspicuous name tag right here for Chris Olsen. And here is the man himself.
Hello, how are you?
How are we doing today, Chris?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing pretty all right. Just exploring, just getting around.
Yeah.
What do we got happening right here?
I decided I was going to play with some tension again today.
Tension.
I'm playing with tension, so it happened to be on my last one, actually. It may snap, you never know,
Okay.
but we'll see if we can get this guy in here.
Well, I got these big headphones on, so my ears are safe.
Yeah. But we made it through the door. That's the important
Yeah.
This guy's going to slide pretty well. So, yeah, these, as you'll note, I have a lot of semi-activated pieces around here. That one right there on the wall.
This one?
Be slower.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. She's a much more accomplished cinematographer than me.
Well, I was just sharing. This has been ready to spring ever since I mounted it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. It's being held loosely by one tiny screw holding those two together.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here. This piece has been evolving over the course of probably 4 weeks. That is, it's gradually been moving outwards from the wall. A lot of these are explorations in kind of choreographic form.
Choreographic forms.
Yeah, I do a lot of performance, and it's been a little bit hard to do so much performance.
Yeah.
Like the whole not being able to work with people so much. So I chose to transfer that into wood. So I'm playing with keyframes. I'm playing with trying to do some poses and just enjoying the idea of locking forms and tension. It's been really fun.
Do you, with any of these, do you think about specific human poses? Are they anthropomorphic for you, or is it more simply the some of the energy that you might get in a human pose?
That's an excellent question. I feel like I am dancing with the wood.
You're dancing with the wood.
So it's not so much about trying to see, trying to encapsulate something as it is trying to perform with it and see
Yeah.
what comes out of it.
Right.
So it's kind of a pas de deux, me and sculpture.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
so this is actually my favorite right now because it's very unstable and may jump at any point.
Wow. Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this. I'd love to see this kind of suspended. Yeah. So that's the fun stuff.
Right.
Right.
Just this thing just poised on the brink.
Yeah,
Right.
precarious seems to be a part of the work right now. So,
Yeah.
what else? These are explorations into a lot of this is about how far you can push something before it breaks. You know, and trying to find different ways to play with material, and they all seem to end up become characters or you know, frozen emotions or states.
Have you injured yourself while working on these? Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of injuries have you gotten?
Nothing I was able to recover from.
Yeah.
Usually they misfire and avoid me. That's a good partner.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That's good.
They're-
Yeah.
they're
You're
thinking-
you're
they're
looking
trying
out.
not to
You're
hurt
looking
me.
out for each other, right? Yeah.
I don't want to hurt the wood either. You want to get intense, right? But so it's enjoyable work.
Yeah. And this is like very finished wood right here.
Hey, hello. Hello? Can anyone tell that we're on?
Yep, you're back.
Cool. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're
back.
still in the Chris Olsen's studio. We just, decided to use another phone.
I get the 2-camera shoot. We have
Yeah.
a cut.
That's true. Yeah. That's special.
Anyway,
Where's our clipboard?
It's there.
It's right here.
Just keep talking. We still have time. We have 26 seconds.
This is
Yeah, this is
beautiful.
a
You know,
key amount of time. Yeah.
I love it. You were talking about this piece. What's been really fun is trying to find ways to be able to engage with material and get to bend in ways that it wouldn't normally. And I've been enjoying the process. Trying to get these forms to work on their own. I had about 500 pounds of pressure on them at one point. They still weren't bending, but I found a way. So anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me in the studio today. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, and if you do want to find out more, you can go to ckolsen.com. I made you a little card on my table if you want to turn around.
Right over here. You're gonna want to screenshot that.
Make sure to have screenshot.
Yeah, very important.
Thank you guys. It was great to see you.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank
Watch
you
out
very much.
behind you.
It might jump.
And
Everywhere
it wouldn't be a complete visit to Chris Olsen's studio without a near disaster, right?
Bye, everybody. Good to see you.
Good seeing you, Chris.
What's up next? I
So-
think
Up next,
Mark.
we have our dear friend, Mark Guinto. How we doing?
Good, how are you? Welcome.
Doing pretty well.
Hi, well, how's it going?
It's going fantastic.
It is, I was watching the movie. Good.
What are you working on? What are you up to?
I'm working on a bunch of different things. A lot of the stuff I've been working on is at home too,
Yeah.
because of the pandemic. I've been working at home more.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
So, because we want everyone to hear you, I would be close with the microphone, but
Uh-huh.
make sure to speak up.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just been working a lot at home too, alongside the stuff that you'll see here. Because of the pandemic, I stopped using the train. but I'll come here anytime I can. But I'm a painter, so you'll mostly see paintings. But I've been working a lot through different things, so I've been sketching a lot of ideas too.
Yeah.
You'll see a bunch of drawings. I've been using like Chinese crayon, which have been really cool. I'm using like old stuff that I find to try to be as frugal as possible.
Yeah, being resourceful, right?
Yeah, it's part of it.
So we've got a really interesting tableau going on right here. Is there a relationship between these two right here, or are they just right next to each other?
So the relationship is kind of the Filipino-ness. My work deals a lot with my Filipino or American identity, and trying to bring out certain information that I find throughout the histories, but also work through like contradictions and things that have been confusing growing up. I did a portrait of my mother. I did a few of these portraits with a more decorative kind of framing. This is kind of like a traditional Filipino kamayan, which is like a feast that I was drawing and thinking about. I've been thinking a lot about portraits.
Curious about the patterns there. Is there anything significant about the patterning that you can tell us?
Yeah, I mean, growing up learning about painting, I've done a lot of abstract painting. I fell in love with color. I was like studying like Hans Hofmann and artists like that, but eventually I drew away from them, but the colors kind of stuck. And then I was working through different forms in relation to like nature and kind of decorative like techniques, and which is where I came to this.
Yeah, there was a long evolution led to this type of patterning right here.
Right. There's a lot of kind of studying and absorbing before even making that. But I've kind of like brushed some of those portraits to the side, at least like the more figurative looking ones. I like the painting, the red painting with the this is actually a flag from when Spain was occupying the Philippines. But I also think of it as a portrait in some sense too, because it's not a portrait of like a specific person. It's a portrait of a people where it's highlighting a certain characteristic or behavior of the people or something that, you know, they have been taught or learned. So I was thinking about that.
So what's the source material exactly?
So this is a flag. I think it was called the Son of the People. I forgot what it was called, but it was created by this kind of uplifting group of like Filipinos who wanted to fight against Spain and their occupation, but they wanted to be organized. So originally the flag had like the faces that I would see on the flag were either smiling or like just a neutral face. But I decided to make it angry in the sense that like I've learned about like colorism in the Philippines, where like because of like Spain's occupation and Americans' occupation, there's like this idea or standard that like lighter skin is more beautiful or more valued. Like a month ago, I was online at a restaurant, a Filipino restaurant, and there was an older Filipino woman who I was talking to, but the sun was out and she stopped our conversation to go. She said she wanted to go back inside because she didn't want to get too dark. But pre-colonial mythology, the sun god of the Philippines his name was Apolaki. So when I saw the sun in the flag, I thought of Apolaki, and I decided to name the painting Apolaki's Rage, like he's angry that people are trying to avoid him or avoid the sun.
Right.
Yeah. So like I thought about like their behavior of avoiding the sun as being like a representation of who they are. So that's where like the connection to like portrait or something like depicting, even though it's depicting their behavior characteristics, it's depicting some like them, or like when someone looks at the painting, they'll like think of like me or like another Filipino, or if they are Filipino, they see themselves in the painting, something like that.
So kind of connecting these old like mythological images to like this situation that's still like very much like alive and has to be grappled with.
For sure, for sure.
And curious too then, we're right in the way. Curious.
We're out of time.
We're out of time, okay. Mark, thanks for the like very informative
Yeah, for sure.
lesson about all of this. We're excited. Oh, very important that we are able to get a nice freeze frame of the Instagram of the artist. So
Follow
if you
that
wanna,
Instagram if you're interested.
yeah,
in
if
the
you want to
work,
learn
message me.
more about all this stuff, then get in there. Alrighty. Thanks a million, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, everybody.
we appreciate you.
Of course.
All right. Where is our clip moving? Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. We're getting lots of inspiration from everything. All righty.
We hope we're doing fine on the technical side. We're doing our best.
We're trying. Yeah.
Let us know if something is wrong.
Yeah. All righty. Our next artist here is Jacob Boglio. Can we come on in, Jacob?
Hey, UIC
Oh,
MFA.
wow.
Welcome to my crib.
Looks like we've got kind of a pretty dramatic entrance here. I love the
More or less.
light transformation.
Here's the request I'm gonna make. Please, Jacob, speak up.
Is this a good volume? I hope it's a good volume for the chat, but welcome to my studio. So
Yeah.
feel free to look around.
Absolutely.
If you want to talk, please be close to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So feel free to look around. This is my studio. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of work with like reclaimed material. Like the works over here are using a lot of like employee uniforms. So this piece right there is using Wendy's employee shirt for my sister. So a lot of my work is using like a working class material and using stuff such as like hourly wage employee t-shirts, construction vest. So I have like a lot of like current studies I'm working on. So yeah, like right now in my practice, I'm kind of like re-examining what I'm interested in, trying to be both more specific and a little bit more nuanced. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look. What kind of found objects do we have here? Then we've got Wendy's shirts on this wall.
All Wendy's shirts on this wall.
This is the wall of Wendy's right here.
Yeah, that nice yellow ochre colors, dollar store t-shirt. But yeah, a lot of the materials I'm using are reclaimed or found either from outside in the garbage. You can step on that, that's fine. Either outside in the garbage, they're donated by family, friends, and like other people from like a working class experience or a working class labor. So this is like a recent piece that I'm kind of like playing with. And I'm interested in, like, I'll call myself a painter at heart, but by no means do I like to stick to the tradition of painting. I see this work as being in between like painting and sculpture. And I have like a lot of other stuff going on. Yeah, I'm someone who can never work on one piece and then just see it all the way through. I have to do like one piece, and then I'm also doing like a painting for my apartment. And then I'm also doing some cement frames. So I'm experimenting with that, seeing what that can do as both like painting and sculpture, and using these cement frames to also like stretch fabric onto. So this is just like a study I'm doing. So I have like a lot of these being casted right now. But yeah, it's a lot of material studies, a lot of material play, and it's a lot of like reclaimed material, like steel rebar from like construction sites, chains and nylon, whatever I can find and whatever relates to a a blue collar labor, a working class labor, basically anything that's not ruling class, that's not super formal art or traditional art material is what I'm interested in using primarily in my practice.
Do any of the found materials you got here have a particularly interesting story of how they were how you got a hold of them?
Perhaps. I mean, I think a lot have a history to them. I don't know how interesting they may or may not be. I definitely get a lot of pill bottles. I request that from family and friends. So that's interesting. Yeah, but I haven't had to like fight anyone for material. There's no grand drama, nothing like that. But yeah, there is like, for me, a
couple of the uniforms though belong to people.
Right. A lot of the like fast food employee uniforms come from my sister because she's like a real go-getter. She always like works multiple jobs and goes really hard and like gets that bread. So I have a lot of uniforms from her. And then I have construction vests from my father back when he was working construction. And I also have construction vests from my mother's boyfriend's daughter's boyfriend. So if anything's interesting, it's maybe the lineage of these items. But I have like a lot of found objects in my studio.
Right. But they've gone on these journeys already, and then they meet you.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have some embedded history within them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot to take in.
Perhaps. It could definitely be a lot messier. This is a pretty clean studio for me. In undergrad, I was definitely nesting a lot more. And I was hoping you would do that. I love the video feedback.
Can you comment on what is happening on your laptop screen?
Some like quaint, really interesting thing called Studio MFA Open House for UIC. It's really fantastic. I don't know if anyone's heard about it, but it's a really, really great thing to tune into. Yeah, I'm gonna be checking it out all night.
It's the biggest thing. It's the hot new thing.
I think it's the hottest thing.
Yeah.
Next to Slime Slam. Yeah, for sure.
Can you explain in a couple of sentences for someone who is not understanding what's happening, what is happening? Like, what is the open house?
Yeah, so traditionally this open house would be for people to actually come in person, to very casually go to studio, to check out work, to talk to artists about their work, and to possibly have some snacks and drinks. But obviously, because of the current pandemic, we're not able to do that in a sense. So we're doing this virtually. So by tuning in, you're able to see me and other cohorts and all of our fantastic work. And yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Well, thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you both for coming. This was great.
We appreciate the sensory overload happening.
Thank you. I hope it's not too overloaded.
The exact right amount of overload.
Perfect. That's how I like that. Okay, you both take care.
Farewell.
Good luck on your journeys.
Alrighty, and on floor 3, we have one more person to visit here. One more person on this floor, and I hear a ominous thumping going on right here in Juan Baños Fonseca's studio. Oh my goodness.
Welcome. Everyone. Oh,
yeah.
You are doing a good job. Welcome.
Speak loud.
Okay.
My.
If you want, I want to explain a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. Tell us what's happening.
There is some process in my practice. Recently, I started to work with one piece that is like a wrecking. It's a concept between different recording of voices. You can see here the picture of the
Speak louder.
Sorry?
Louder.
Okay.
Louder.
The picture of two bass flower. This represents like a funeral altar with the energy of people and places.
And I'm not sure how well people are going to be able to hear it, but there's kind of an ominous sound that is playing on top of everything.
The recording is a whisper. There are different voices.
Okay, right.
The piece is in process. Will be around 10 paintings. This painting represent have different sound, different recording of whisper.
Right.
I work in the concept of the reincarnation.
Right.
Of the moment.
Okay.
It will be like a weekend or something like that, not representation of the life beyond. No?
So we have audio working here.
No,
Sorry.
we were mute.
Mute? Okay.
I guess we. Okay.
No problem. Yeah. People can.
I guess we just start over and that's it.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
don't.
we had a mild technical difficulty.
Okay, no problem. You can knock the door and open the device. You are.
Alrighty, so we had a mild technical difficulty there, but now that we are unmuted, we are going to be going back into the studio of Juan Baños Fonseca.
Welcome, guys. Hello, how are you?
We're good, and we can hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. No problem. I can repeat the same thing
And
for
still
you.
speak loud.
Okay.
Loud.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, welcome to my studio. Yeah, I'm very glad to be with all of you here tonight. I'm very.
You've created kind of a sensory experience here.
Yeah, this is a mix of this is different process of different artwork, of different series.
Okay.
I can explain you because I am all the artwork, all the pieces in process, in progress.
They're all about progress, you said?
Yes.
They're in progress.
Yes,
They're all
in progress.
developing.
Yes. Yes, how you say it's a mix between painting. Last year, my background is mostly in painting, but last year I started to introduce some robotic and mechanical element to the
Robotic
composition.
and mechanical elements.
Yes,
and lights.
And light
Yeah.
and sound. Yes. For in this case, this piece, I'm talking about the concept of reincarnation. I choose because in all the buildings, you go in the entrance, in the lobby, you can see this kind of flower, this base. I consider that this base, it was a good element to represent this concept of the life beyond, no? This concept of reincarnation.
Yeah.
The project is based in painting, and each painting has a recording of a whisper. It's like a requiem or concert about death or life, no?
Right.
Yes, it's more or less a representation of an altar, this kind of energy. No?
Right. So we have right here, we have like a.
Yeah, all this series different is more the working the many things of Chicago, all the Suspenda believe this summer for the protest and the riot. It's very. I try to combine this kind of the effect of the light, this emergency light of the ambulance and police, how to reflect in the building at the facade of Chicago.
Yeah.
In my case, I provoke this feeling of tragedy, I feel overwhelmed, to present this thing,
Right.
All my process is in painting. Is a traditional technique based in oil painting. And then the second part is try to combine this two-dimensional architectural element.
Right.
So you can see, for example, this video, appreciating best the effect of the stroboscopic light and the luminic.
So I'm not sure how well everybody can hear it, but we have this this kind of ominous like humming noise that is permeating the whole room.
Because my first idea was to recreate this dialogue between different voices.
Yeah.
Work with the concept of reincarnation and this program.
And what can you tell us about this this kind of centerpiece right here?
Yes, it's another series the next chapter. This summer is a series of portrait of families and friends, and I wanted to represent this kind of like suffering or doing that all we are living in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing is more like the person is in trance or hypnotic, in this kind of process that all the humankind we are living right now, the war. I think this war is impregnated in this energy that the planet we are living right now, with some sense of tragedy and dark tones. But
and a final question for you. Is there anything you can tell us about this,
this is my
mascot we got here?
This is my pet. This is the companion in my hours in the studio. Probably will be appearing in some artwork or some installation. But right now it's more like an amulet.
An amulet.
Amulet.
Yeah. Does he have a name?
Not yet, but you can put a name in if you want.
Oh, I don't want to be that presumptuous right now. I feel like that's something you got to think long and hard about.
It's a symbol of fight and keep working, in our medium. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much. You are doing a great job. Keep well, keep safe. Have a good night. Take care.
Goodbye, Juan.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.
All righty. Thank you so much. So at this point, we are going to be taking a remote trip over to Anastasia.
Hey, Anastasia, we can't hear you for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I don't know, for some reason this thing didn't work. Hopefully it will be quiet here. So my name is Anastasia Sitnikova and I'm a second-year MFA student at UIC. I'm now in my home studio. Due to the pandemic, I kind of now split my time between my home studio and my studio on campus. And I think I call myself a sculptor. So my understanding of sculpture is kind of wide. So I work with many different materials. Sorry, I need to switch the camera and show you around maybe. So again, my work is very kind of physical, and my understanding of sculpture is that everything that is three-dimensional is and exists in space is sculpture. So when pandemic started, it was a big question for me what to do with my work, because it doesn't fit the digital space at all. And last semester, I did a kind of an installation on campus, and only I had access to it. But this semester, I started from the feelings that I don't want to show my work at all. And I found a compromise building my new piece in my home. So it's a kind of an interesting experience for me to have this thing in my own place, because usually when I install, I kind of deinstall in a day or two or in a week or two. And now this thing has been with me like for about a month. And it's basically became a part of the interior. So I'm not quite sure what I supposed to do with it now. Do I need to remove it or should I leave it? For now it lives here. And it's a kind of, I don't know, I was thinking about here as a personal space, and I added some visual stimulus here. If you can see, there is some video on the screens, and usually there is some sound. I turn it off, it's very noisy. I also wanted to consider it as an experience. So I built it based on my own like measurements, and I spent here 12 hours, and also I had some writings that were connected with this piece. And this piece continues to develop in a way I will show later. So that is something left from a previous installation, lives here for now. That is my assembly space, quite messy now because I was working today. I actually tried to clean. So what I'm currently working on is building a model of the space. I'm not sure if you can see it, how well you can see it. Flips for some reason. Okay, so yeah. So basically now I'm building a model of this installation. And I think at least as for the floor and the wall, I fit so nicely that you can hardly see the difference, which makes my brain very confused about the space. I think there is something in the fact that I'm remaking something I've already made and taking it into a different kind of reality, but not digital, still not digital. I kind of resist the digital reality. So yeah, what I'm going to do with this model, I haven't quite decided yet. I think I have a plan, and I have 3 weeks left. So we'll see how it goes. How much time do I still have? I wish I had someone with timer. Yeah. I think I showed you around. If you're ready, you can switch back to the host, I guess, or we can spend some time here. Items that you can see on the screens, they came as a reference to some childhood experience. And overall, I think this piece somehow relates to the memory. And I think generally speaking, my work is not very oriented to the external world or any kind of political or any kind of current issues context. It's mostly about existential experience and internal feelings, and what we kind of, a bit about subconsciousness, and also how this subconsciousness coexists with our memories and our past experience.
Anastasia, this looks amazing. Oleksandra and Nick are back again, so we're going to leave you now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right.
All righty, guys. So we are back in the art building here in our guide, Oleksandra Chuprina's studio. So what can you tell us about where we are right now?
Hello, everyone. I'm really happy that you joined either now or 10 years later to see this video and to share those moments with us. My name is Alexandra. I'm second year MFA. We're right now in my studio in this beautiful building that once used to be a bra factory on the 4th floor. So Nick and I just moved upstairs from the third floor to the 4th floor. And I'm sitting right now on the project that I'm working on now. It's called The Floor Is Yours. This is something that Larson, who used to occupy the studio before me, told me when I was like, oh, Larson, let's not repaint the floor. Let's just scrape the paint out. So basically, I've been scraping the paint from this floor and collecting beautiful chips like that. I have a giant collection. And I was in the process of sending them to people who used to use the studio before me, and writing them letters, including those paint chips inside the envelopes. And I'm receiving letters like that, really beautiful letters with some rain covering them. So I want to use this time to say, if you're someone who used to be MFA student at UIC at some point, and you think that you recognize the space, let's talk. I have some artifacts for you. Well, I'm also a filmmaker. I'm working on a debut feature documentary. It also deals with personal histories. It deals with spaces that people occupy. And it's basically my personal story. And that story takes place really far away. But you may remember some images from that place. Well, the place I'm talking about is called Odessa. It's a city in Ukraine. And you definitely saw the film Battleship Potemkin with those Odessa steps. So these are the steps that I basically learned how to walk on them. Yeah, so that feature documentary takes place in that city. And I'm right now, to be honest, in like this intense preparation to take part with this film, with this project as work in progress in this huge film festival, one of the biggest film festivals in the world, ITFA, it's in Netherlands. Also, I don't know if you see me because I don't know what's on the screen, but I trust Nick that it's good. Anyways, let's check what. Oh, we have 20 seconds left.
20
Perfect.
seconds. Oh my.
Let's go and see my email. It's here. Hey, Nick, it's my phone.
There we go. Alexandra Chuprina. Check her out. Thank you, Ola. And take one final look at this.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
me do
go ahead
let
and
me
take
do
a
a final
shot.
look. Also, there's a little change that happened. You see Nick there in the reflection. He's gonna be a timekeeper now, and I'm gonna be the host. So
role reversal.
if you just tuned in, welcome. My name is Alexandra. Here's Nick. Here's the medal letter. This is the highest letter I've ever seen in my life. And we're about to sneak into MFA's studios. Next is either Laleh or Sonya. Because I'm a human being, I could not remember everything, so I need to look at the script. And we're about to go to see really interesting person. Just hold on for a second. Let's get a timer from my phone or from your phone. Okay, and let's get my phone too in case they will call us or something. I meanwhile will show you the fourth floor. Oops. Here's the fourth floor. It's pretty empty now, and we hope that at some point it would be as loud as it used to be, as lively as it used to be. We will walk through together with you to see the woodshop doors that are closed now, but we're very happy that MFA students are still able to use the woodshop. It is a great resource for us. We like to hang out in the woodshop. We like to work in the woodshop. And this is a painting room. Hello, Laleh. Hello, hello. Hi. Showing something different. Because it's at a delay. Oh. So you can you mute? Yeah. Hi. Hello. Come on in. Welcome. We're in the garden. I already can breathe better. So beautiful. It would be hard to leave this space. Hello, Laleh.
Hi, hello, Alexandra. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Laleh Motlagh. I'm a second-year MFA here at UIC. I was born and raised in Iran. I moved to the States about 15 years ago. And And as far as our practice goes, I do performance, I do drawings, and a little bit of photography. You see some of the performance piece from last semester on the screen that I performed at the dog park with my dog, Honey, who's usually here, but not today, unfortunately. I work with notions of human-animal relationships. You can definitely get the sense of that from all the furs I got going on here. This is a honey fur. I collect honey's fur. It just sits there. All right. I got 4 fishes, 2 snails, and some baby snails I think are growing here.
So you're gonna step
yeah,
up.
you can step.
Okay.
So I might have 200 snails sometime soon. We'll see how that goes. I also do drawing. Some of the line drawings I do. These have been footages from a performance piece that I did a few weeks ago. I performed with 4 pigs and then went back, looked at the footage and drew these drawings. I have 76 plants here, as Oleksandra already showed.
Can you point us to one drawing here that you want me to concentrate on, maybe? Oh, I like this one actually. I recognize you. I recognize you definitely.
This one is a good one too.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite. I remember it.
Well, yeah, I live with my plants here. I play music. I play my instrument here.
Oh yay!
Too bad Honey's not here, right? I'm not sure how much time we have.
Nick will knock on the door.
Yeah?
I'll do some mirror shots.
Some mirror things. Looks on the plan.
Yeah, you can stand there and talk.
Here is Honey.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is my first studio with Honey before grad school. She's my buddy.
Ooh. Honey is friendly.
Yeah.
Honey is so friendly to everyone she meets.
These are some drawings of Honey. So my life is all about animals recently. Humans and animals, so it's kind of a different world.
I guess we still have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Is there any plant that worth looking at?
Any
plant
that we're looking at?
that worth?
Oh, let's see. I brought these from Denver.
Beautiful. Anything you wanna? I captured your website.
Thank you.
But I will do this again. I think they got it. Thank you, Laleh, so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Sonya Bogdanova. What's up?
Not much. How are you?
Ooh, do you want honest response? I'm like overwhelmed, but it's also exciting.
Me too, man. Yeah, this is, you need to understand, this is like a whole thing, you know. Okay, look what I've done yesterday. Look at this.
Woo!
I lost my balls yesterday. So, okay, show the people. Am I loud enough?
Yeah, just stand by the phone and then you'll be loud enough.
Cool. Okay. This piece was supposed to be a cocoon, which would envelop me and also just kind of cut me because it's like chicken wire and it would, you know, it would be all louder, louder. It would cut me when I was inside it. But basically, what ended up happening was chicken wire is not the best like format for this, and I kept tripping over it, and then the thing kept collapsing in on itself. So basically what I did was I just stomped all over it because I was so angry. I was also angry because of what's happening in the country. The state has never been more powerful, people. Anyways, so I stomped all over it and I was like, well, what can I do? So I thought really hard. What came to mind, again, Game of Thrones saves the day, always. I thought about Theon on the rack, you know, when, spoiler alert, he got his thingy chopped off. But he was on the X, and I was like, let me just make an X out of this. And I incorporate sculpture and performance into my work. So I was like, I'm gonna make the X, and then I'm gonna fill a bunch of balloons with, you know, shit with paint, and, you know, and I popped it. And for some reason, that video also went viral on YouTube. No, not YouTube, Instagram. It's kind of weird. Anyways, so I did this, and this was not planned yesterday. I actually wanted to do it like for you guys today, but I don't give a shit because it looks good anyway. You know me. No, so
Sonya, you're cool.
yeah, please feel free to look around. Also, this is man.
Just a little lower, like this.
I don't know what to name him yet. I know that what his nose looks like. It was just from my memory and recollection. I think about memory and like Jung and Freud a lot. So, oh, and these are Baba Yaga's chicken feet. Like the house that her you know, her cabin has no windows, no doors. It's on chicken feet. What else do I want to show? I have a lot of shit in here.
Let me try to get you. No. Oh, I got you. Just stand where you were standing.
Okay.
Or if you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
There, it's fine.
So I frequently think about violence and just like terrifying situations and stuff. People with cloaked figures chasing you, stuff like that. And my work is in direct response to this, essentially. Oh, hell yeah. I like to make a lot of work. Not all of it is coherent, but I feel like when you see it in a space like this, it makes more sense. When I'm in my studio, everything makes sense. Oh, nice. Okay.
right, see you later. You want to show your website or something?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Wait, it's not. No, no, no. Let's face it like this. Oh, for the light. Sorry.
Well, they got my name. That's good.
Thank you. Спасибо. Let's do this again. This thing. Bye.
See you later.
This is exciting. I'm ready to do this every weekend. I agree, Sonya. Yay! I think this is worth seeing as well. When we exit the elevator, we see this work. And now we're gonna visit someone you're already familiar with, our dear Nick Jackson.
That's right. One of your guides here.
I almost started to talk Ukrainian, but then I thought like, oh, no.
Ola and I have a connection because Ola's originally from Odessa, from Ukraine, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Ukraine for a couple years. So we have the special privilege of being able to speak Ukrainian together.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nick is a great friend. Oh, I guess we're both Fulbrighters.
That's true too. Yeah, that's an important thing to mention.
Yeah, I will mention it again at some point. Okay, I'll just Nick Jackson.
Alrighty. Welcome in. Take a nice walk inside. Alrighty. So welcome to my studio. You are now gazing upon my my little wall of inspiration right here. Kind of a nice thing to focus on right there might be that all three of these are drawings by children that I worked with. I worked with like a bunch of second graders in an art class for a while. And this drawing in particular, I always try to take this with me wherever I go, because I feel like there's just some kind of like wild, violent spirit in this drawing that I find a lot of inspiration in. I'm a drawer and an illustrator and a comics artist. We can kind of look at some of the kind of stuff that I am working on over here. A lot of what I am about is gathering stories from the real world using perhaps some kind of like journalistic methods, like interviews, you know, that type of like digging and collecting, but representing those things in a way that is like a whole lot more kind of abstracted and distorted and expressive. So a big project that I've been doing for a while has dealt with taking interviews that I've gathered in Ukraine, interviews that I took from people who participated in the revolution that happened in 2013 and 2014. And I've edited these interviews, and I'm now like illustrating all of these kind of different facets of this story. Just kind of looking at this from a lot of different different perspectives. So this is kind of one small.
Oh, I love this
iteration
project.
there. This right here.
Do we have timer?
Yeah, timer. We have exactly 2 minutes left, 120 seconds, which I think is probably a good amount of time.
Just checking if we have timer.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, it is ticking.
We have timer and timer.
Timer is going to fit within the timer's time. A lot of the stuff I'm doing is based in collaboration, right? Like be it through interviews, or through drawing with other people. So Tyner White is a fella that I've known for about a decade. He's kind of an inventor who like builds all kinds of interesting contraptions out of like
was it the word Chicago or something like that?
Yeah, it was kind of a distorted version of the word Chicago. Yeah.
Chicago.
So he's kind of an inventor fellow that I've been a fan of for a long time, and I've been compiling like drawings and sculptures that he has been making. And over here you can see these are some drawings that we have been making together as well, where I've been like, I'll meet him in a public library, and generally like I'll kind of start to draw some kind of image, and he'll be kind of like responding with these captions that build some kind of very strange, unpredictable narrative. He's also like a real wordsmith, and so we've kind of been like playing these word games where I'll like begin a word and he'll turn it into something that is this kind of impossible compound word. So a real exciting fellow to work with right there. Man, where to go from here? Well, I think that was actually my alarm right over there. This is actually right here. These are some comics I've been doing. Earlier this year, I was living with my parents because they were in this car accident, and I was kind of helping them as they were recovering. And this is a kind of a mythologized reinterpretation of what that complicated type of situation of living in confined quarters with your parents again was like.
We wish your parents good health.
Yeah, they recovered pretty fantastically, actually.
And we wish health to everyone. We're sending the best wishes to everyone to be healthy. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you, Ola.
I'd be glad to spend here hours and hours. What I normally do.
You're right across the street there, man.
Yeah. All right. So, hello, everyone again. And right now, we're about to continue our journey. And we are going to...
We're going to remember our key.
Oh, yeah. We should... Do you have like clipboard?
The clipboard as well.
Thank you, everyone who's staying here. Welcome, everyone who just joined. And I'm happy to give the floor to Graham Livingston.
Whoops. Okay. So I just wanted to, show this piece that I had been working on recently at the Franklin in Chicago, just hanging some grass panels. And you'll notice some lightened grass sort of coming out of it. A little bit like windows, which I thought was sort of sweet. Yeah, that's something I'd been working on recently. Here's maybe a slightly better photo. But primarily, I do sort of, new media work. This is a video that was a very brief video, about 1 minute long. And then it was interpolated using a machine learning algorithm, sort of exploring the difference in subjectivities of continuity between people and algorithms. And yeah, I was thinking I'd sort of, just play this video, maybe play some music. Yeah, is that Oh, yeah, so I just wanted to play this video. It was something that I made just a little while ago. It was a short video I took about 1 minute long, and then using a machine learning algorithm, just interpolated frames, sort of stretching it out to like 30 minutes long. Yeah, I'm interested in new media work. Yeah. So I just thought I'd play this, play some tunes maybe. Now might be a good time to sort of, yeah, get up and make a drink or make a cup of tea. It's nice that you all are here. Yeah. Can you all see the chat when I pull it up? Oh, that's a bummer. The chat right now is really great. I think it's coming up here. Sort of look over at this thing. Maybe it already happened. Maybe I missed it. Well, maybe skip ahead. Sort of the intriguing part here is this headlight. Sort of blinks kind of funny. Oh, I'm told that we have to finish. But I saw that I should read some of the chat out loud. Yeah, to be honest, it's mostly just people talking about when it's up and down. Yeah, people needed to talk louder. It's honestly, I sort of hyped it up maybe a bit much at the beginning of this. But there are some really clever bits in it that, you know, maybe we'll publish at the end of this. Make a transcript of it.
Hello? 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 I'm dancing not just because I like to dance, but because I'm hearing something.
Hello. I'm Asya Dubrovina.
Let's shut it down.
Can you hear me okay?
Let's shut it down.
Completely?
Hello, Asya.
Hi. Also Keaton, who you met, who's a first year, is here helping me hold plants. So let's see. Other than showing you like more longer videos, I'm not going to do that because you guys must be tired, but I am all out of breath because I was just dancing to Madonna. Because usually in open studios, we have fun, we dance, we have drinks, and it's a good time. So I wanted to do that, or to have that feeling that is like outside of this pandemic. So I want to show you this setup I have. It's surrounded by plants and the projector, which if Paul is here, Paul will be really happy about this. So while the open studios were starting, I decided that I was gonna do a live drawing. And Keaton helped. Austin, who you're gonna meet very soon, he also helped do some drawing. So I'm really interested in like touch-based filmmaking and sensorial type of work. Feels like the camera is very close. It feels like through Instagram, we are actually very close to one another, which is really special. So while everyone was showing their work and talking about it, I was drawing on film. So I would like to show you some of that. All right, do you want to watch how I thread the projector? Yeah. You want to come over here? Woo! All right, here we go. What about yeah. All right, do you want to shut the light off? Thank you.
Do you want to check? Okay, hold on. All right, so you're gonna see some live, well, not so live drawing, but somewhat live. Yeah. Woo! What should I talk about? What you want?
So this is kind of like direct filmmaking, sort of from the history of like 60s structuralist-based filmmakers. Towards the end, I actually taped some seeds to the film that I collected at Art Farm in Nebraska a couple years ago. So we're almost there. Whoops. Oh no! A plant got knocked over. It's okay. Okay, hold on, it's right now. Oh, wow. Right?
Whoa. Thank you, Asya.
Is that it? How much do I have some time?
I think so.
I have a minute.
Okay. If you want to have a minute, you have it.
I put these plants here that Ola knocked over. But another thing that I've been thinking about this semester is listening with your body, and that also connects to the film. So if you want to watch any of my videos, I think they're on Vimeo through the UIC School of Art and Art History, and I talk about listening. And actually, Ola and Keaton are both in that video. So yes for collaboration. Woo! All right, thank you so much. Bye. Woo!
Bye. Thank you so much.
Woo, woo, woo. I'm gonna keep dancing. Goodbye.
Yay. So now we're about to go to a secret room where miracles are happening. Hello? Is anyone there? Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Jared, thank you so much for making sure that this live stream will actually happen. This whole time and for the rest of the time of the live stream, Jared, with his beautiful minds and hands, is controlling everything and making everything work smoothly and people being in peace.
Welcome. Yeah, this is the Rube Goldberg style live stream that we have going on. Yeah, welcome. What should I say? So right now I'm working on building tunnels. So
Are you up, right?
am I up?
Yeah.
I'm up right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Sorry, I'm in two places at once. Yeah, so right now what I'm working on is I am trying to find the space between two ideas and two concepts, and I'm calling that space a thought. So I'm describing the thought through this idea of tunnel, if you want to look down there. And the tunnel I am using as just sort of this vessel or space between two ideas. And so it becomes the space of association. And it's sort of where like two people from totally different backgrounds or totally different places in the world can come across the same concept and then develop totally divergent ideas off of that. And I'm really interested in that because of my weird background. I was raised in a like super evangelical faith, but then I found a Russian philosophy from the 1860s that shared the same fundamental beliefs as my religion that I grew up in, which was really strange. And then I was like, how does this happen? And so that's what I'm trying to explore. And I'm making different tools that explain this. So on the wall here, both this this roll of green paper right now, I have been unfurling it and turning it into like a green screen tunnel in different videos that I'm making. This is like a test print for a set that's going to go into a video that will be another tunnel, and all the green concentric circles will be keyed out. And then my midterm, which is playing on the TV over here, is the like poetic tool of the tunnel that I made that sort of explains how it all goes together. But yeah. Oh, and I painted this green screen because I wanted. And it's come in handy. It's so satisfying to paint your own green screen. I highly recommend it. It only took like 1.5 gallons of paint. So. What else do you want to know?
It cannot be covered in a couple of minutes. Here's a little different approach. We're allowing silence to enter. Can you share a little bit, how do you approach difficult systems that you have to learn in order to like have a skill? In maybe with the example of this experience.
Yeah, you want to turn it over to the screen?
Of course.
I kind of normally think about what I'd like to learn. And it's this weird back and forth conversation that happens between what I want to learn and what the work is that I want to make. And they sort of fight against each other for weeks, like weeks and weeks. And then eventually I have, like, at the end of that process, learned everything I needed or not. And then I just go with what I have, but it's very organic. I don't plan what I need to know or think about what I need to know ahead of time. I just kind of learn the tools that I need as I go along. I have a habit of trying to learn new tools for every project I do, which is sort of terrible. And I'm trying to get better at recycling what I already know. But yeah, is that Yeah.
Do you want to share your people were sharing their emails?
Yeah. I have the thing here. That's it.
Thank you, Jared.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.
See you later.
See you always on Zoom.
I'll be
Bye.
behind the scenes. I'll still be here.
Oops. Hello? I will show you. Oh, Jared? Oh, nothing. I thought you were talking to me.
It's Jared from the past.
Oh yeah, we have a delay. Cool. We're again on our 5th floor and heading over to another part of the building, just passing New Media Arts Workshop, New Media Arts Lab, and walking over, passing this gallery that unfortunately is not working now. Great space that we're gonna see later. Do you have a card?
Yeah.
Just giving everyone a little of break. Hello.
Hello.
Robert Zant.
Be careful.
Whoops.
Oh, it's just Nixon. Don't worry. Come on through.
Hello. Hi, Robert.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I wasn't expecting a close-up, so I'm a little bit put off, but
Well, I
Here we are.
will just tell you a couple of things because we're both masking,
yes.
and my phone is the only source of the voice. I need this tool to be as close to you as possible so everyone can hear you. You can speak louder now.
Oh, that's you. You're asking me to speak louder. Got it. I can speak louder. Come. Enter the studio. I also saw that you went from Olsen side in Jared, and that's fine.
Cool.
We can take that.
Cool. You're keeping time? That's
Yeah.
So I've been working on a lot of drawing projects that have to do with some projection and some animation. And I've been thinking of making drawing projects that are kind of like an ecosystem, hence the light and the dirt, the peat moss. And yeah, I've been thinking about things that evaporate. I've been dealing a lot with liquid and evaporation and flows and leaks. So yeah, and I'm thinking about this part of the studio goes towards the animation project that I just started with my neighbor, Austin McCann. We're trying to work out some ways where I'll draw the text that he writes. These are just some kind of initial explorations into that.
Oh, this is right our house. Intense moment. I can relate to this.
Can you?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's like two people who care for some reason are fighting each other. And one is like,
It's just a friendly conversation with each one holding the arm of the clock.
oh, okay.
A friendly dispute. I think, Ola, that maybe I should just make a wall of text and drawing and you can make a film.
I would love. I like to film. To capture the time with images. It's a very dramatic shot.
Very dramatic, probably too dramatic for the end of open.
Ooh, I'm interested in this.
I don't know what I can tell you about it. This is actually the model. But I think Jared was saying something similar, where I think I'm trying to kind of stay in a process that's maybe nonverbal for a long time, and then figure out later what the images are for. So I don't know what this image is, but it calls to me, and maybe I'll find a place for it. For now, this is. And another thing that I've been thinking about is the trash pile. This was.
Oh no. Okay. I guess everyone can hear us. Can you just start over the sentence?
I've been thinking about the trash pile. So these were all drawings and images and text that were in my flat file that I decided needed a kind of material sublimation. So they became part of a kind of dump in the corner of the studio. It was actually all over the studio, but they got pushed into the corner for this event. But then I've been making collages out of them, so they're kind of having this moment of rebirth.
Beautiful light situation in here. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you all. See you all soon.
See you.
Oh, hi. You call me practicing.
That's all.
Welcome to the studio. Would you like to come in?
Hello, Austin.
Hello, Austin. Hello, Alexandra. I'm Austin. Welcome to my studio. Thanks for those who are still here at this late hour. What can I say about myself here?
I guess your work tells about you.
Yeah. So you can see up on the wall, I tend to work a lot with text and writing. My work is kind of broadly interested in politics, history, memory, and the way that I explore that is through language. So both writing and sort of reading as a creative practice. I'm also really interested in performance and thinking about texts as they relate to performance. So like earlier in the year, I did a performance which I filmed with a group of my peers in the program, reading this relatively obscure play by David Hare, who's a British dramatist, that is based on a book by an American farmer who spent time in China during land reform and wrote a play about it. So these issues of kind of intercultural political communication, political tourism too, are really interesting to me. You can see some of what I work on over here. My practice isn't super visual in the sense of having like a satisfying studio to show to people. It's a lot of conversation and performance. But yeah, what I have here, like, so this is some work I've been doing with handwriting. This is my father's handwriting. Throughout human history, people have discovered fossils
This is a kind of personal story about the two of us. And fossils are really interesting to me, thinking about language as a kind of fossil that we find that we have to be able to read or decode. And over here I have, this is a poem that I wrote, which is kind of presupposing that in the future people will start going to church again, because it is the only place where you are not going to get yelled at by a bunch of maniacs. So I wrote this poem for a publication that Flatland is putting out, which is a curatorial platform in Chicago.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
Do you want to read a little bit from here?
Yeah, sure. Which piece do you think would be good? You kind of know this stuff.
I like the one about the someone pointing to the moon. Do you have it up?
Someone pointing to the moon.
When they were losing language, when they knew language together and then they lost it.
No, I don't have that piece up right now, but okay. I can show you these. Okay, so like one thing that I'm really interested in is these are poems. I mean, in the most basic literal sense, but I'm thinking of them as kind of word sculptures, because what I want to do is to kind of like chisel down into the most precise, dense form I can get to.
Okay, let's read this.
Okay. And I think the sonic characteristics of this being read out loud are important and different from reading them on page. Still eclipsed by sclerosis, birds fly into pane of glass. Love's resistant diagnosis quickens the objects masked. Under the grinning grid, it goes. And I have two more, which I can read that are short. Forgotten distinctions collapse. Vortices conjoined on the map, whether in time, whether in space, the end of the world is flat. And the third one in the series, when pampered pumps of time, the free fort's only chime, resemble the lost focus flushed with shame of become what I'm. So I think the tension between the kind of sonic characteristics and how you make meaning based on what you're hearing versus the images that arise when you do a kind of like semantic read of those. A project that's different is I've been collecting reviews of Auschwitz tourism. I think the sort of like language around public reviews is really bizarre and prevents a kind of like, proposes a kind of failure of public language. So these reviews of people talking about the sandwiches that you get during the Auschwitz tour are really, I think, dark and strange. And so this is a kind of conceptual project that I have called Unforgettable, where I am sort of like poetically structuring these reviews. And I was really amazed by them when I was reading them about the levels of strangeness and obscenity in these. And yeah, like with all of my work, you know, I'm always interested in having it read out loud, performed, in addition to having it read on the page.
This caught me. Free admission on Mondays. Austin, thank you so much. And the last thing I will ask you, because I have this power of the host.
The ultimate power.
Of course. So every time we see each other, you tell me what the book I should read. What would be the one now? I would feel not complete if we would not exchange some book recommendations.
Oh man, I'm having such a hard time thinking about that right now.
Maybe the one that you have here, so you can like look at it, and the one that you would genuinely like advise me.
You know what I
to...
can tell you? You know what I just read is the original Pinocchio, the Italian novel, which is so dark and funny and different from the story that we get, and moralizing while also being really transgressive. Pinocchio. I read it in like 2 days.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. It was amazing. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye, Roberto. What is that?
My collages are falling down. So
Oh, we should not be here.
Yeah.
Hello, Asya. Hello. Okay, Mr. Nixon, goodbye. Hello, Nick. Hello, Nick. Nick is gonna get us into the, I also lost my phone somewhere. Where's my phone? It's okay. Oops. Hello, everyone. You're watching UIC MFA Open Studios. My name is Alexandra. Here's Nick running behind me. And Nick is opening the space that is very special for UIC MFA grad students. It's called the Grade Space. It would be hard to find a better name for this space rather than a grade space.
Pretty on the nose.
It's amazing. Last year, in the end of February, our cohort, both of the years, and students from Leipzig and Berlin art schools, we gathered here and we did a show that was called Bring Your Own Art. Amazing space that is called Roots and Culture. We're generous to feed us and provide some drinks. And we had a show together and we just, everyone, so the prompt was to bring one piece of work and to expose it here. So we did the installation together. It was a truly incredible experience. Here's the work of Grace Schmidt. I believe it's an eye. And here's the recent work of Pushpakanthan. It's truly incredible. I'll give you a wide shot and then some details. Pushpakanthan is really brave and honest and strong. He addresses really complicated and complex and deep and dark topics in his work, making different stories available and relatable to people who've never been to Sri Lanka. I've never been there, and when we talk, I relate to it a lot. So yeah, this is our grade space. And just in a second, Amanda Taves and I will have a session of communication. So hold on for a second and I'll see you soon. Hello, everyone. Hello, Amanda.
Well, How are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
I guess I'll explain a little bit about the red light. Can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Maybe we can make the sound a little quieter for us. Possibly. So we hear you better.
So the red is emitting frequencies of the thing that go into your body. The second hearing is actually the and so the component is multiple and connection to frequencies and whatnot. And how related in our environment. So that's there, and so we're constantly and that's everything right now is kind of that and it's making fear. It's really a strong breath of experience. And it
Amanda. I think I hear what you're saying beyond verbal. So I'll just say that I'm happy to be part of it.
What brought
This is a beautiful question. I think love of my parents actually brought me here. I think my curiosity brought me here. And I think I have a real need of connection and communication. I do need to have the red thread between people. I do rely a lot on connections. I guess this is connection is one of the main reasons. What brought you here?
It's a definition, and that sort of thing is that I think connection is that you know and that you experience. You can't put nothing in an image and a word. And my long for connection is done. And I comment. I think it's a common experience.
I have to go.
You have to go?
But I think we have last 30 seconds, 1 minute.
Can we just sit the frequencies in silence for a moment? Or
I'll turn the lights off.
thank you.
I'm looking for I'm looking for my mask. Oh, here we go. I feel much better. I feel I'm ready. I have now red light from you because your screen is still red.
We should do this again sometime.
Okay. Okay, spread out, okay? Spread out. And we have here, again. And we have here Asya Dubrovina. And Schmidt. And Pushpakanthan. Chris. Nick.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Jacob. Sonya. Juan. Keaton. I guess, okay. Nick and I will say thank you so much for being with us. I don't know, maybe if someone wants to say anything, you're free to do that. Hey, Jared!
Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, Jared, for making this. Can you say this again?
I said, this beautiful man right here is the wizard who made this entire event possible.
Thank you so much, Jared. We really appreciate your help.
Yeah.
Laleh! Everyone! Goodbye! 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 Oh, okay, and I